President Joe Biden officially announces his 2024 re-election bid for president. And the entertainment world loses a musician, actor, and activist. We'll take a look back at Harry Belafonte's life and career. This is News 3 Now at noon. Good afternoon, I'm Mark Kane. Right now, police continue to investigate a suspected homicide that happened in Southwest Madison yesterday afternoon. It happened at a shopping center in the 1300 block of Midvale Boulevard. Police say they are looking for a 5-year-old girl and her father. The victim is reportedly the child's mother. Officers are no longer asking for the public's help finding the girl. The father is a person of interest. Further details about the incident have not been made available. Also in Madison, no one injured after a dryer caught fire inside a home. Emergency crews were called to the 2100 block of Oak Ridge Avenue around 8:30 last night. A resident reported hearing a smoke alarm and smelled smoke. When he went to investigate, he found heavy smoke in the basement and called 911. Crews eventually found a dryer on fire with flames extending up a wall. They say the dryer is a total loss. Beginning tomorrow, the State Patrol will be monitoring Dane County traffic from the skies. Officials say it's easier to spot aggressive drivers and speeders from the air. Aerial enforcement is planned along I-3990 tomorrow, weather permitting. Pilots will also be monitoring Brown, Eau Claire, Oconto, and Outagamie counties from the air this week. Happening today, the first F-35 aircraft assigned to the 115th Fighter Wing is set to arrive at Truax Field. A total of 20 jets will be transported to Madison over the next year. The Air Force chose Truax Field to house the aircraft in 2017. The move initially garnered praise from both state Republicans and Democrats, but people who live near the field have raised concerns of noise pollution. You can watch a live stream of the jet's arrival on channel3000.com beginning at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Let's head to the weather center now. Meteorologist Greg Barnhart has a look at our first warn weather forecast. A little cloudy and cool again.
Once again, we got the influences of that low and northeast winds you can kind of see on satellite, just dragging a lot of this low cloud stratus, really expansive across Wisconsin. The good news is back to the west, the winds are starting to turn, especially aloft, so I think this will be really the last day we'll see an expansive cloud cover. The good news is we're not seeing a lot of showers with that. We had a few this morning pass through, but everything really is probably going to pop up to the east of us if we see a sprinkle or two this afternoon. Temperatures still in the mid-20s, mid-40s right now, well below average for what we should see, but we are improving a little bit. Future track shows a few of those showers, mainly to east towards Milwaukee, wrapping around. That's what we'll see. Otherwise, we'll probably see a little bit of decreasing clouds to the western areas. Not much for Madison until this afternoon. Temperatures will get back up to about 50, and then we'll start seeing decreasing clouds this evening. Clearing skies probably overnight, and it'll set up for a little bit better of a day tomorrow, but yet still not 60 that we're expecting potentially coming by Thursday and Friday. That's the good news. Unfortunately, the weekend does not look good, and we'll give you an outlook on May. Ironically, the last 2 days we've compared temperatures. It's about the temperatures you would see in Anchorage, Alaska right now.
Really?
Yes.
Well, Saturday's the Crazy Legs run, and the weather's usually not good for that.
Fortunately, yeah. The whole weekend looks kind of wet, but it's not a whole entirely washout. That's the positive.
All right, Greg, we'll check back later. Thank you. It's official. President Joe Biden is running for re-election. The president made the announcement in a video this morning. He said he decided to run this time, the first time, because there was a battle for the soul of the nation, a battle he says is ongoing. A CBS News poll found most Democrats were accepting of his re-election bid, but the number one concern among voters is his age. The timing of the announcement is no coincidence. It's 4 years to the day since President Biden first announced his first White House bid, but it wasn't the only factor in announcing right now.
The other sort of consideration is you want to get ahead of what might be coming from the other side. I mean, there's more and more Republicans that are starting to get into the race.
At least one other Democrat has announced his candidacy to run against President Biden. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. launched his bid for the Democratic nomination last week. A new CDC report found working late nights, inflexible schedules, or having no paid sick leave can have a big impact on your mental health. About 1 in 37 working adults experienced serious psychological distress in 2021. People working the night shift were twice as likely to report serious psychological distress than those on day shifts. Rates of distress were also significantly higher among workers who did not have paid sick leave and those with inconsistent schedules and pay. Well, sad news in the entertainment world. Harry Belafonte, the king of Calypso, has died. Belafonte's publicist says the iconic singer and actor died of congestive heart failure. His decades-long career began in the 50s when he catapulted up the music charts with the Banana Boat song and Jump in the Line. Belafonte became a movie star after acting in the film version of the Broadway musical Carmen Jones, but one of his biggest contributions took place offstage. He was an ardent activist in the civil rights movement and close friend of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He also led a campaign against apartheid in South Africa and befriended Nelson Mandela. Harry Belafonte was 96 years old, and we'll be right back.
Taken on this task, and he was...
Why are there 2 extra seats? I know, Uncle Dane and his giant beard.
The Volkswagen Atlas with best-in-class third-row legroom. Visit your local Volkswagen dealer for 4.9% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2023 Atlas or Atlas Cross Sport.
As a veteran of our country's armed services, you have already made the ultimate sacrifice. Why should you have to continue to do that? Through no fault of your own, you may be experiencing hardships, such as the inability to pay rent, utilities, or receive other life-sustaining services. And once again, you're called upon by your family to serve and protect. We want you to know we are here to support you. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin, with benefit approvals being issued to veterans in just days, not months. It's not easy to ask for a hand up, but we are clear in our mission. No Wisconsin veteran should ever have to face homelessness or lose heat, power, or water again. 833-WISC-VRAP. That's 833-947-8727.
This is Beth. She's in an endless aisle of flat pack furniture she'll never have time to assemble. What Beth really needs is a break from the DIY with my new Calvin bedroom. She'll love the gorgeous detail on the stylish chevron headboard and stunning white and calming gray finishes. The 5-piece set still only costs $9.99. And with Bobtastic delivery, she can get white glove unpacking, assembly, trash removal, and more. Why do more when you can spend less and get more? Take a break. Spring break at Bob's Discount Furniture.
Looks like they finally got rid of that trip hazard. They pump it full of mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Where are the patched holes? Where's the splashed mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
Concrete lifting technologies can quickly raise and level any concrete surface using cutting-edge foam technology made in Wisconsin. Fast and accurate and eco-friendly.
How did those guys do it? Where are the holes? Where's the mud?
It ain't mud, Jack.
.com.
Create your perfect room for entertaining, relaxing, and more with patio enclosures. Right now, get 25% off your sunroom. Plus, enjoy exceptional financing. Call today.
Patio enclosures. Why are there 2 extra seats? I know, Uncle Dane and his giant beard.
The Volkswagen Atlas with best-in-class third-row legroom. Visit your local Volkswagen dealer for 4.9% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2023 Atlas or Atlas Cross Sport.
Major shakeups at 2 cable news giants. Fox News announced it has parted ways with its most-watched anchor, Tucker Carlson, days after the blockbuster's $787 million settlement between the network and Dominion Voting Systems. Following the Carlson news, Fox shares dropped 3% for the day. Also on Monday, CNN host Don Lemon tweeted that his network has terminated him. Lemon came under fire recently over comments that 51-year-old 2024 GOP presidential candidate Nikki Haley wasn't in her prime, which critics called sexist. He later apologized. Yesterday, ESPN began informing workers of layoffs. It's part of its parent company Disney's plan to slash 7,000 jobs, which was announced earlier this year. The move is expected to impact off-air employees. Cuts involving on-air talent are expected to happen over the summer. And Moody's Analytics says House Speaker Kevin McCarthy's plan to raise the nation's borrowing limit on the condition of drastic federal spending cuts would meaningfully increase the likelihood of an economic downturn. Moody's estimates that unemployment would rise over a percentage point with the McCarthy plan versus an increase of just 0.25% with a clean debt limit bill. A recent CBS News poll showed 70% of Americans agree that the debt ceiling should be raised if it would avoid a default on the nation's debt. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Chanel Call.
Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrial is down 187 points. The NASDAQ down 153. The S&P 500 down 37. Next at noon, Pam has today's egg prices. Greg has the full forecast. And then today on Live at 4, Consumer Reports shows us how to fix Wi-Fi dead spots in our home for not a lot of money.
Have you avoided getting home renovations because of, the cost, the hassle, the stress? Let's face it, home renovation is broken, but we're fixing it. When you work with Renuity, your renovation can be completed in as little as 1 day. That's nothing to wink about. Looking to update your bath or shower? Our design and installation experts can help create a space that transforms your bathroom fast, because no one should have to go without a bath or shower for days.
I can't believe how fast Renuity brought my bathroom to life.
One of the first things we do when people come through is we take them to the bathroom so they can see.
You could spend the day there if you really wanted to.
We have styles and looks you'll love, from traditional to contemporary. Or maybe you're making a change to maintain safety and independence. We can help. And we offer a limited lifetime warranty on all new tubs or showers, so you can feel confident in your purchase. Call or go online to schedule your free in-home consultation. Our experts will work with you to create a plan that meets your needs and fits your budget. Call or go online and get free installation on a new bath or shower. And special financing is available with no payments, no interest until 2025. Plus, act now and receive a $50 gift card. Transform your dated bath or shower. We make it quick, easy, and affordable. You're just 1 day away from improving your home and your life.
We could not have asked for a better bathroom, a better project, for better contractors. People say it's a shower, I know, but a shower can make such a difference.
Call or go online today to schedule your free in-home consultation. Plus, take advantage of this special offer. Don't just do it, renew it in as little as 1 day. With Renuity. Not our guys.
Call 1-608-453-2848. That's 1-608-453-2848 or go to renuityusa.com.
I get Swiss Beats stamp of approval. Did you hear my theme song? Did I do okay?
Fire.
Then Olympian Jordan Childs.
You can put it on if you want.
Plus, Jody Watley is here.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3.
Find out what factors drive the decision to open and close the Beltline's Flex Lane. Get a look inside Wisconsin's Nerve Center that monitors and controls the Flex lanes and keeps an eye on roadways throughout the state. Thursday at 6.
The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Let's check in now with Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report on this Tuesday. How are you?
Not bad. Sunshine's out there today, so I'm feeling a little bit better about things and hoping that we get more of it, although I have taken a look at the forecast. I know what reality is. But I'll tell you what, Mark, again, as we talked about yesterday, we are getting delayed for spring planting chores. A lot of farmers that are very, very anxious for fields to dry up so that they can try to get things planted in the ground. Most of our farmers, especially in our Channel 3 viewing area, would like to have some of their acres done before the end of April. But remember, Monday is May 1st. In fact, the latest update from the Wisconsin Ag Statistical Service said as of Sunday, still just 1% of our corn in the ground. We did have about 13%, make that 15% of our oats that have been planted. 13% of our potatoes are in the ground. One thing that the weather has done, improved our winter wheat. 74% of our winter wheat is now called good to excellent. That's up 9 percentage points from last week. And pasture conditions, 47% good to excellent statewide. That's up 4%. It's good news for the winter wheat. Plenty of moisture, obviously, and now a little heat to help really bring on that green. Pastures, I don't know if I'd want to be putting cattle or livestock out on pastures when they're quite this wet, but you do what you got to do, right? What we've got to do also this year is pay attention to insects. That's one thing that farmers can't control. The insect population is going to continue to grow. Emily Bick, a university pathologist, or entomologist rather, said that corn rootworm numbers for Wisconsin farmers are expected to be up. They started monitoring it last August, and obviously our winter was pretty mild as far as frost and freeze. So she's concerned that we're going to see a pretty strong corn rootworm threshold right away this spring. So plan accordingly as far as your protection on those plants is concerned. We need protection on the dairy trade. Holy man, we are falling apart at the seams. You see the fluid milk contracts, also barrel cheese today down another 5.5. We're at $1.47.5. 40-pound black cheese down $1.75 at $1.6625. AA butter remains unchanged. This is starting to get a lot of attention from dairy traders, market analysts, and of course dairy farmers. Mark, we are getting to the point where we're noticing a glut of milk available. We're getting beat out by places like New Zealand. So again, dairy farmers, start communicating with your processors. Where is your milk going? What product lines is it going to? Because in Texas, they're dumping milk.
Ooh, that's not good.
No.
All right. On that note, thank you, Pam.
Okay.
A tiny pest is creating a huge problem on the East Coast. Scientists say the population of spotted lanternfly is growing. Skylar Henry explains the cause for concern.
Throughout forests in Charlottesville, Virginia, agricultural experts are removing spotted lanternfly eggs from trees.
They can jump onto your clothes, and they're just getting transported around a lot faster than we anticipated.
While the bugs don't bite or sting people, Virginia's David Giannino says once they fully develop, the pests can puncture the profits of several major industries, including timber and wineries.
What it does is it steals all those resources from the grapes and can affect grape quality, grape flavor.
First spotted in Pennsylvania in 2014, spotted lanternfly has popped up throughout 14 states in the mid-Atlantic and New England and led to hundreds of millions of dollars in damages.
They get around because we humans take them around. Spotted lanternfly is traveling along major transportation corridors.
Dr. Victoria Smith studies insects. She says she worries because the lack of containment resources means it won't be long before the bugs end up in western states.
And you're just going to take that card and you're going to scrape it across that egg mass until you feel all the popping, and that's going to kill all those eggs underneath there.
And when you're talking about popping, is it like bubble wrap where you hear like the pop, pop, pops like that, or is something more subtle?
It's a juicy pop.
As crews work to exterminate what they can, they're asking for the public's help to scrape and squash the problem before the insects can do more damage. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Charlottesville, Virginia.
And officials say if you spot the eggs or developed insects, take a picture, report the findings to the Department of Agriculture, and literally smash or stomp them out. It's all yours, Greg.
I like that juicy pop.
Juicy pop.
That's pretty cool. But yeah, overall, the river, still, we've got some update on the Mississippi River right now. We're still looking at major to moderate flooding, pretty much from Prairie du Chien, Grant County, Crawford County. There's been a slight change in kind of the crest timing. We're thinking more now Friday for at least northern portions, and then Dubuque still Saturday. So at least it'll start Friday and then probably crest by the time we get to Saturday. Not much change in the levels too, just a tad down for some areas, of an inch or two here. Otherwise, we're still looking at pretty high crest in the 20s foot for all that. So good news is eventually by the Saturday, I think we'll start seeing things dry down. We're getting to that time of year too for frost or freeze. Here's a list of the last 5 years going back to 2018 when we've seen the last frost. Typically is around May 10th. So we're kind of getting into that window here pretty soon. Let's see, and temperatures getting down there. So something to keep in mind of. Right now to the south, they're a little bit earlier. So they do have a freeze watch for areas of northern Illinois for tonight, for once again, temperatures getting below freezing. Our time is probably about another week, and then we'll start seeing if we need those frost or freeze conditions. Overall temperature still cool till tomorrow. We still got cloud cover to deal with, less of it tomorrow. We'll finally get to the 60s with more sun and the winds kind of turn around. Unfortunately, this pattern kind of repeats with the low and the cooler weather coming this weekend, so back to the 50s. It won't be a very pleasant weekend. Precipitation, a few sprinkles to the east today. Periods of showers Friday through Monday. The good news with this is it's going to be still dry periods this weekend. It's not a total washout, but still it'll be unsettled. A lot more clouds than sun and better shot for rain, unfortunately, for this weekend. For the time being right now, we still got a northeast flow that's keeping that cloud cover, that stratus, that low clouds overhead. But we're going to see things break up to the west towards the evening hour, and then as we go in the overnight hours, we'll start seeing better conditions as we get into the 50s. You can see the cloud cover decreases tonight. By the time you wake up, will be more of an easterly flow. We'll still have a few clouds out there. I think with this air mass, we'll still see a little bit of cloud cover in the afternoon, but it'll definitely be more sun, and especially to the west, you can start seeing the winds beginning to turn around from the south, which is good. That'll start warming up places. We should get into the mid-50s in the afternoon, maybe upper 50s in southwest Wisconsin. And then as we go into Wednesday night, everything turns around because we do have a little warm front to the north that's going to kind of pass by overnight. That'll turn the winds around from the south and start increasing them, which will keep Wednesday night and Thursday morning warmer, and that'll lead probably for warmer conditions as we go into Thursday, which means 60s. The big story that we're watching towards after Friday is this complex system that kind of digs south, wraps up, you can see it turning. We'll have a front come through, and then several waves of precipitation kind of rotate around this low, and this continues all the way through Sunday into Monday. So unfortunately, we're going to see conditions kind of like we saw this last weekend, maybe not quite as cold. As you see in the 10-day, we'll probably get back down to the things, that is the wrong 10-day, but otherwise we'll see mid-60s by this weekend, 50s coming in Saturday and Sunday, and once again, the rain is going to be off and on, so it won't be a total washout, but it definitely will be cool, damp, and kind of breezy at times through the weekend.
All right.
I know. It's another, it's a spring-fall thing. Unfortunately, we're getting to May, so these will be less common as we get into that month.
Thursdays move to the weekends, I guess.
Yes, someone made the same comment a couple days ago about that, too.
All right, Greg, thank you. Let's see now what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Whenever we come up with a recipe that's off the charts good, really easy, and budget-friendly, we tend to move it to the top of our must-share recipe list. And that's certainly the case with the recipe that we're whipping up today. It's a lighthearted tribute to country cooking that's perfect for this time of year. We start by searing about 4 pounds of what are known as country-style pork ribs in a bit of vegetable oil. Actually, even though they're called ribs, they're really not. Country-style ribs are more like pork chops, since they're meatier and are less fatty than real ribs. While those finish up, we mix together a bottle of chili sauce, some water, a bit of Worcestershire sauce, a tad of mustard, and some brown sugar. This gets poured over the ribs. We loosely cover them, and we let them simmer until they're fork tender. See, I told you it was easy. Now, they may not be officially ribs, but in my book, I like them better. And after they slow cook in the homemade sweet and tangy barbecue sauce, the meat sort of melts in your mouth. You could even finish these off on the grill if you want. To get the recipe for what we call hillbilly ribs, simply visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a meaty and saucy way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
And coming up, UW Health clinical dietitian Michelle Swader shares some benefits of ready-to-eat proteins. What you need to know after the break.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Dear Exit Strategy, all your pieces are in place. Thanks for being there when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs. Toyota. Let's go places.
Life's better under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you work so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Have you ever experienced this view? Hi, Andrew Larson here. With Gutter Shutter, you'll never have to experience it again. Please give up this dangerous chore and protect your home's foundation with Gutter Shutter, the strongest, most durable, maintenance-free gutter on the market. Over the past 15 years, my team has installed thousands of maintenance-free gutter systems across South Central Wisconsin. We'd love to come out and show you what Gutter Shutter can do for you and your home, but most importantly, keep you safe and off that ladder. So call today for a free estimate.
Creating family memories is what Maple Leaf Landscaping is all about. We design and build outdoor spaces that bring people together. Landscaped spaces for any size family. Functional, beautiful, a place everyone will enjoy. And it all starts with a free visit at your home by one of our landscape experts. So call Maple Leaf Landscaping today and have us create an outdoor living space for your home.
Our phones keep us constantly connected.
Please switch to airplane mode.
But what if they had a mode to help us actually connect? Introducing Us Mode, a mode that makes our phones less distracting, so we can focus on quality time. So the notifications we get are the ones that matter. So we're never distracted from what's most important. Visit US Cellular in-store or online to set up Us Mode for free, even if you're not a customer. US Cellular, built for us.
Dear Exit Strategy, all your pieces are in place. Thanks for being there when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs. Toyota. Let's go places.
UW Health clinical dietitian Michelle Swader is back with us. Ready to eat proteins, the topic of this month's health segment. Proteins are good for us. Why?
Proteins are in pretty much every part of our body. Obviously our muscles, but also our cells, our hormones. There's even some protein in our bones. And so it's something we constantly need.
How much do we need?
I usually try to tell people try to get around 20 to 30 per meal. Usually somewhere around 60 to 100 grams a day, depending on each individual person.
And what would that consist of?
Usually a 3-ounce chicken breast, about the size of the palm of your hand, is going to be about 20, 25. So having just a good entree is something I always try to get people to focus on first.
And you have some new alternatives here.
Right, so it used to be that if you wanted to eat healthy and eat a lot of protein, you had to make it yourself. But now we're starting to get a lot of better options in the freezer, in the refrigerated section, and even in the kind of the can and pouch section. So it's definitely easier to defrost something or heat something up instead of making pork or roast beef or something from scratch.
So you have tuna here and salmon and canned chicken.
Canned chicken, yeah. A lot of people are nervous about it. It's packed in water, so it's not dry. It's a good thing to just kind of have as a backup. You know, if you're running out of food at the end of the week, you have some of that, you drain it out. You can make it into a chicken salad with some mayo. You could also just put it on a salad, throw it in a quesadilla and toast it a little bit. So lots of things you can do with all of these to kind of round out the meal.
And this is as good as a regular chicken breast.
Right. I mean, all of these are going to depend a little bit on, you know, do they have a sauce? Do they have a seasoning? That's going to maybe add some sugar and some salt, so you always want to look at the recipe. But something that's basic, like that chicken or the tuna, is pretty natural.
And this is a new product.
Yeah, Kevin's is a brand that we're seeing a lot more of. They do a very good job of limiting the sugars and the added sodium. You can get some kind of ready-to-serve entrees like this. They also have some sauces that you can buy separately too. So a lot of new companies are coming out.
This is refrigerated, not frozen.
Yep. You can refrigerate, or you can freeze that after you buy it, but you can find it in the refrigerated section where basically you would find the bacon and the sausage.
Roast beef. I mean, good stuff to eat. People like that. I assume very few Americans are deficient in protein.
Right. I mean, unless you are obviously malnutrition and you're in a challenging part of the country, most of us are getting a good amount of protein. But some people want to focus on protein because they're working on building their muscles. They want to keep their strength as they get older. So we want to make sure that we preserve the muscle mass we have. And like I said, it's basically in every cell and hormone that we make. So we really want to have a good foundation of protein.
And good alternatives to get them to you.
Yeah,
Michelle,
faster.
Thanks for being with us today.
Thank
See
you.
you in a month. And here is Greg, one final check of the forecast.
Yeah, we're going to have cool conditions and cloudy conditions once again today, but we'll actually see clearing skies tonight. Less clouds tomorrow, still 50s, 60s for Thursday and Friday. Unfortunately, rain comes back in for the weekend. There's your temperatures for tonight. And then we have a little bit warmer temperatures tomorrow. The good news, 60s come back in for Thursday.
All right, we'll see you at 4. Have a great afternoon.